I'm going to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin just for this video. Let's do this. You just saw me buy $100 worth of Bitcoin. So if you want to find out how I'm buying it and where I'm buying it from, make sure to stick to the end of the video to find out. So in this video, we're going to find out what is Bitcoin, Bitcoin's price history, why is it different this time, which is quite important, and lastly, how do I buy Bitcoin? Hey guys, my name is Xuan Kai, and if you're new to this channel, I'm a day trader from Singapore and I'm day trading in the US stock market. Today we'll be talking about Bitcoin specifically. So recently you should have seen that Bitcoin's price has been rising higher and higher and higher. It feels like it's been only a few days since I screenshotted this perfect screenshot of Bitcoin and I saw that Bitcoin has just passed $30,000 USD. I just happened to catch a screenshot of it, and within a few days or few weeks, I can't really remember, I think a few days, it crossed 40,000 and really hit 42,000, and right now I think it's sitting around 35,000 USD as of making this video. So I'm sure there's a lot of hype into Bitcoin right now, and you're also thinking, oh, should I buy Bitcoin right now? Am I missing out on the hype? This is usually what people call FOMO, the fear of missing out. So you really gotta consider for yourself whether it's worth buying. So before you decide to buy Bitcoin, first you need to find out what Bitcoin is about and why you want to buy it. So here's a bit of history on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin was created as a digital currency in January 2009, and it was created by this guy whose name is Satoshi Nakamoto. And up to this date, nobody knows who the heck Satoshi Nakamoto is. So doesn't this just make it more shady and a little bit more suspicious of whether you should invest it or not? So honestly, I feel that the whole Bitcoin technology and the whole blockchain and all the cryptocurrency market is all very interesting, but at the same time very complicated for a lot of people to understand. So I'm going to explain it in a way that I personally understand it myself. So I'm not going to use any chim terms or any very complicated terms in this video. We're just going to make sure that everybody has a general grasp of what it really is lah. So basically, this person created Bitcoin, and it allows people to transfer money digitally without an authority or third party. So what happens now when you want to transfer money to another person? Usually if it's a big enough sum, you have to go through the bank, and usually that takes a lot of time, a lot of processing, and a lot of permission to get it done. But with Bitcoin, you can skip all this tedious process and just instantly send the Bitcoin digitally over to that person, and that person can have the Bitcoin in probably a couple of hours. So how it all works is that there's 21 million Bitcoins in existence, and it is slowly released by Bitcoin miners who use their computers to solve complicated computing puzzles, and then the Bitcoins are slowly released out to them. And there's a fixed so-called mining rate, and that rate is halved every 4 years, which is called the halving. So this ensures that there's a fixed supply of Bitcoin, and with demand increasing, logically you should see that the price of every Bitcoin should be increasing and skyrocketing, which is what is happening right now, right? So now that we know what Bitcoin is, the basics between the demand and supply and how it affects the price of Bitcoin, we next move to the history of Bitcoin's price. So let's take a look at the Bitcoin price chart after every halving. So there were 3 halvings so far, one in 2012, one in 2016, and one in 2020. So it doesn't take a genius to see from the price chart to tell that after every halving, the price of Bitcoin increases. And after the most recent halving in 2020, you can see that the price increased from $3,000 all the way up to what it is currently sitting at, around $35,000. So I'm assuming you missed the bull run from $3,000 all the way to $35,000, which is why you are interested to watch this video in the first place, right? So if you take a look at Bitcoin in the past few years, you can see that it rose in 2017, it dropped in 2018, then it rose again in 2019, and then it dropped again in 2020, and then after the most recent halving, it increased all the way to where it's sitting now at $35,000. So then I'm sure that some of you should be thinking to yourself, then isn't this cyclical? Won't it just go up, come down, go up, come down again? Then now that it's up again, won't I be just buying at the top and then it's just going to drop again? Wouldn't it be better for me to wait so that the price drops down, I can buy at a cheaper price, and then I can earn a little bit more money? So why is it different this time? Because you have to smash the like button. So that is a valid concern, and we are going to address that. So why is it different this time? So before this, I'm sure you have heard about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, a lot of altcoins, a lot of very shady crypto coins out there, and generally the whole crypto community has been struggling to be accepted by the government, by the community, by just everyone in general. Crypto has always been associated with Ponzi schemes and shady things, so it's very difficult to get mainstream adoption. So before 2020, even with the halvings, you could say that it was fairly cyclical. It's very difficult to convince people to use Bitcoin as a digital currency because nobody had trust in Bitcoin and nobody wanted to use it. So how is it different this time? Is because there's mainstream adoption happening, and let's see some proof of it. So PayPal has entered the cryptocurrency market and has announced that their customers can buy and sell Bitcoin as well as hold other digital currencies in their virtual account. Visa and MasterCard are also following suit and are also looking into cryptocurrency payments moving forward. Many big companies like MicroStrategy and Square are openly buying a lot of Bitcoin, and many important and influential people in the media are also stepping forward to say that, oh, now they are actually interested in Bitcoin and they have also changed their negative perspective of Bitcoin and are also considering it for the future. Even the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, has recently responded in a tweet saying that he would not turn down being paid in Bitcoin as well. So if the richest person in the world has some interest in Bitcoin, shouldn't it spark some interest in you as well? There are even talks that a Bitcoin ETF could be formed so that people can have more accessibility to Bitcoin and be easier for them to buy Bitcoin. So all these to me are clear signs that mainstream adoption is somewhat happening compared to the past, and since more money will be flowing into Bitcoin and there's simply not enough Bitcoin to go around, there'll be a huge imbalance in demand and supply, and since there's a fixed supply of Bitcoin, it only makes sense that Bitcoin's price will increase with this increasing demand of Bitcoin. So then comes the million-dollar question: should you buy Bitcoin right now? Okay, so as you can tell, I am invested in Bitcoin, so my views are a little biased in that sense, so I just have to warn you beforehand. Please take everything I say with a pinch of salt. You should actually be taking anything anyone says on the internet with a pinch of salt. You should consider my arguments and my points, and you should make sure that it is logical for yourself and come to a logical conclusion yourself. So I think that the Bitcoin bull market has just started and there's still a lot more room for Bitcoin to move up. How much exactly? I have no idea. Nobody knows, but some people have predicted there'll be 100k Bitcoin, 500k Bitcoin, maybe even a million Bitcoin, but nobody really knows. These are all just price predictions for the future. As of now, I think it's still quite unrealistic to be looking at the 100k, 500k, 1 million predictions, but all I know is that there's a huge imbalance in Bitcoin's supply and demand in the future, and each Bitcoin will be worth more than what it is today. So the right thing to do now, in my opinion, is to slowly buy in a little bit of Bitcoin bit by bit, dollar cost averaging in, especially in moments where it dips, it starts going into the red, you see it red, you should be buying it. However, you must also know your risk tolerance. Bitcoin is an extremely volatile asset. It can rise or drop several thousands in a day. In fact, actually that day, I think there was one day it dropped about 8 to 10,000 in one day. So if you cannot take that kind of risk or that kind of volatility, you should not be buying Bitcoin. However, I think it would be a good idea for you to put a small portion of your portfolio into Bitcoin in order to hedge against inflation and to make sure that your money actually retains its value or at least grows in value in the future. So then we move on to how to buy Bitcoin. So I personally buy my Bitcoin on Binance and I store it on Binance. So if you stay with me to this point of the video, we're now going to show you how to buy Bitcoin, and I'm going to show you exactly how I bought $100 worth of Bitcoin on this app called Binance. You can reuse my referral code down in the description below in order to start a new account and get yourself started to buying your Bitcoin. So let's go into the app right now. So after you have created your Binance account, then you can go into your Binance app and then you can click on P2P trading, and then that will bring you to this screen, and then you can see what you want to buy in. So you can either buy in USDT or you can buy in Bitcoin or in any of these other cryptocurrencies that you are interested in. So do take note that if you want to buy in Bitcoin, if you press on the Bitcoin tab here, you can see that actually there's a limit. So this is the price of the Bitcoin in SGD or whatever currency you can set that you want to buy. So there's a limit right here. So you can see the first one is there's 5,000 to 20,000. Next one 500 to 43,000, and the last one is 4,900 to 5,500. So it's actually quite a big amount if you want to buy in Bitcoin straight away. You need to buy that minimum limit, then they will sell it to you. So if you are not ready to commit to such a big amount, then you can press on the USDT page. So if the USDT page, you see the same thing, you have the limit as well, but there are a lot more choices in terms of the limit. So if you scroll down, you can see that it will get a little bit more expensive as you move down and you want to buy with a smaller limit. So if you shift down, you can slowly find the amount that you're comfortable to invest in. So for this one, I see a limit at $20,000 to $2,000, so I'm going to pick that one. And then it bring you to this page. you just click on buy and it'll bring you to this page, and then you enter the amount you want. So in this case, I'm going to enter 100, and then you will see pay the seller. There'll be a name, there'll be a bank account number, and the bank name. So then you just go into your iBanking or maybe PayNow or PayLah, and then you just transfer the money to that person. And then once you have transferred it, then you press transfer next, and then it will put pending payment. Then afterwards, you will have a notification that shows you that the money has been, the USDT has been transferred to your wallet. So it will be in your P2P wallet. So then if you go to the wallet page and you press wallet, on top you'll be able to scroll to the P2P. So when you press onto the P2P, you would see that you have how much in USDT that you just bought. And then you click on it and you click on transfer. So transfer, you want to transfer your amount from your P2P wallet over to your spot wallet. So from the spot wallet, you go back to the markets. So when you click on markets and then you want to buy BTC using USDT, press BTC/USDT. So from there, then you put your buy price, you put the amount that you want to buy, and then you just click buy with USDT. And then you go back to your wallets. If the transaction is successful, you'll be able to see the Bitcoin in your wallet. So with this information, I hope you are more equipped to take on the Bitcoin bull run, and you don't just FOMO and just buy into something you don't understand just because everybody is buying into it. With this, at least you know what you're buying and why you're buying. So hopefully this video has been helpful for you, and happy buying your Bitcoin. Let me know how much Bitcoin that you guys just bought and what price that you guys managed to buy it at. So if you stay with me all the way to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell, and you can always add me on Instagram here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!